Welcome to our journey through the history of significant viral outbreaks. From ancient times to the modern era, we'll explore the impact of these viruses on humanity. Our journey begins in the ancient world, where whispers of plagues and pestilence echoed through time. Join me as we delve into the fascinating and often harrowing history of deadly viruses, uncovering the stories of resilient scientific breakthroughs and the enduring spirit of humanity in the face of adversity. Our journey begins in the land of the pharaohs, ancient Egypt. Here, amidst the towering pyramids and enigmatic hieroglyphs, lies evidence of a familiar foe, smallpox. 3,000 years before we learned to read its genetic code, smallpox left its mark on the skeletal remains of Egyptian mummies. These silent witnesses bear the telltale pockmarks, a testament to the virus's ancient reign. Imagine a time when pharaohs, considered living gods, were struck down by an invisible enemy. The Nile River, the lifeblood of Egypt, may have also served as a conduit for the virus, carrying it along its course. Smallpox, in its silent fury, would have been a constant threat, influencing the course of Egyptian society. The year is 541 CE. The Byzantine Empire, a beacon of civilization, faces a terrifying new enemy. The plague of Justinian, a devastating outbreak of bubonic plague, sweeps across the empire with terrifying speed. Ships arriving from distant lands unknowingly carried infected rats in their holds. These rats, harboring fleas carrying the plague bacterium, would unleash an invisible terror upon the city. The plague spared no one, from the poorest citizens to the Emperor Justinian himself. The Byzantine Empire, weakened and vulnerable, would never fully recover its former glory. The 14th century. Europe, a continent already grappling with famine and war, is about to face its greatest challenge yet. From the depths of Asia, carried by fleas on rodents traveling along trade routes, comes the Black Death. Entire villages were wiped out, leaving behind only silence. The stench of death hung heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the unseen enemy stalking the land. With no known cure, fear and superstition reigned. The Black Death reshaped the social and economic fabric of Europe. As millions perished, labor shortages led to unrest and rebellion. The year is 1918. The world, weary from the ravages of World War I, faces a new and invisible enemy. The Spanish flu, this deadly influenza virus, spreading with terrifying speed, would soon claim more lives than the war itself. Hospitals, overwhelmed with the sick and dying, resembled battlefields themselves. The Spanish flu, unlike previous pandemics, did not discriminate. It attacked the young and healthy with particular ferocity, leaving families shattered and communities decimated. The world watched in horror as the death toll mounted, reaching an estimated 50 million lives. The 20th century dawned with a new threat: polio. This debilitating viral disease, primarily affecting children, struck fear into the hearts of parents around the world. The sight of children, once full of life, now confined to iron lungs or struggling to walk with leg braces, became a stark reminder of the devastating impact of polio. The virus, spread through contaminated water and food, could strike without warning, leaving its victims permanently paralyzed or even causing death. Communities lived in terror of polio outbreaks. Scientists, racing against time, worked tirelessly to develop a vaccine. The discovery of the polio vaccine marked a turning point in the fight against this dreaded disease. The 1980s. A new and terrifying disease emerges, one that will cast a long shadow over humanity: HIV/AIDS. This devastating virus, attacking the body's immune system, quickly became a global health crisis. HIV/AIDS, primarily spread through bodily fluids, was initially stigmatized, with many associating it with specific communities. This stigma only fueled the virus's spread, preventing open discussion and early detection. Advances in antiretroviral therapy marked a turning point in the fight against HIV/AIDS. These life-saving medications, while not a cure, allowed people living with HIV to manage the virus and live longer, healthier lives. The fight against HIV/AIDS is far from over. The year 2003. A new and highly contagious respiratory illness emerges in Southeast Asia, severe acute respiratory syndrome, or SARS. This viral outbreak, spreading rapidly through global travel, would soon set off alarm bells worldwide. Airports became the front lines of defense, with health officials screening passengers for symptoms. The SARS virus, a coronavirus like COVID-19, caused severe respiratory illness, often leading to pneumonia and, in some cases, death. The global response to SARS was swift and coordinated. International collaboration and information sharing proved crucial in containing the outbreak. The year 2009, a new influenza virus emerges, quickly spreading across the globe, H1N1, also known as swine flu. This pandemic, a stark reminder of the influenza virus's ability to mutate and spread rapidly, tested the world's pandemic preparedness. Schools and businesses closed, travel restrictions were put in place, and health officials worked tirelessly to contain the virus's spread. The H1N1 virus, while milder than its 1918 counterpart, still had a significant impact. It caused widespread illness, particularly among young people, and strained healthcare systems around the world. The development and rapid deployment of a vaccine against H1N1 marked a significant achievement in pandemic response. The year 2014. In the heart of West Africa, a deadly hemorrhagic fever emerges, Ebola. This outbreak, the largest and most complex in history, would test the limits of global health systems and humanitarian response. The virus, spread through contact with bodily fluids, caused severe illness, often leading to internal bleeding and organ failure. Healthcare workers on the front lines of the outbreak faced immense risks as they cared for the sick and dying. The global response to the Ebola outbreak, while initially slow, eventually mobilized significant resources and expertise. International organizations, governments, and NGOs worked tirelessly to provide medical care, implement infection control measures, and educate communities about Ebola prevention. The year 2015. A new virus carried by mosquitoes emerges, spreading rapidly through the Americas. Zika. This outbreak, while generally causing mild symptoms in adults, posed a terrifying threat to pregnant women and their unborn babies. Zika, primarily transmitted through mosquito bites, was linked to microcephaly, a birth defect causing abnormally small heads and brain damage in infants. The virus spread rapidly through regions with high mosquito populations, particularly in South America and the Caribbean. The global response to the Zika outbreak focused on mosquito control measures, public education campaigns, and the development of a vaccine. Pregnant women were advised to take precautions to avoid mosquito bites, and travel advisories were issued for affected regions. The year 2019. The world watches as a novel coronavirus emerges in Wuhan, China, rapidly evolving into a global pandemic, COVID-19. This unprecedented health crisis, caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, brought the world to a standstill, impacting every aspect of human life. Hospitals overflowed with critically ill patients, healthcare workers faced unprecedented challenges, and economies ground to a halt. The global response to COVID-19 has been marked by scientific collaboration, rapid vaccine development, and unprecedented public health measures. The development of effective vaccines against COVID-19 offered a glimmer of hope in the fight against the pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic, while a time of immense hardship and loss, has also highlighted the resilience of the human spirit, the power of scientific innovation, and the importance of global cooperation in the face of shared challenges. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey through some of the most significant viral outbreaks. From the ancient plagues that shaped civilizations to the modern pandemics that continue to challenge us, we've witnessed the profound impact of viruses on humanity. These outbreaks, while often devastating, have also spurred innovation, fostered global cooperation, and advanced our understanding of infectious diseases. Stay informed, stay safe,